Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to KUMB TV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. Apologies for the slightly late start this afternoon, but we are go anyway, and I'll be with you in just a second. The game has kicked off. There are 4 minutes gone down at the Amex. It's Brighton 0, West Ham United 0 so far, but the Hammers have started probably the stronger of the two sides. A couple of half chances so far for West Ham, and it's been bright. Of course, the two teams featuring this afternoon going into there we go. Going into the game, unbeaten, both unbeaten as it goes, as things stand. So, both sides looking to consolidate and continue that unbeaten record. I am here alone this afternoon, as you may have guessed by now. Rio is usually sitting with me for these, unable to attend this afternoon. It's me, and things are a little bit hectic, as you can probably tell by the way I'm furiously looking around everywhere to make sure everything's working. I think we're on anyway. So here we go. West Ham have just won a free kick. Vladimir Soufal hurled even into touch by Mitoma, the informed Brighton forward, the Japanese striker who cannot stop scoring goals. Been absolutely in tip-top form so far. West Ham, of course, featuring our the first two of our summer signings today, Edson Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse, both in the starting 11 today. Excuse me. That's better. And the Hammers on the attack. Ball played through now. Antonio's got behind the defence. First time shot from Antonio, straight at the goalkeeper, who is Verbrugen. But there's good effort nonetheless from West Ham. Good football. The ball nodded into the channel and played straight into the path of Antonio by Lucas Paqueta, who's taking up station on the left-hand side just there over the halfway line, straight into the advancing path of Michail Antonio. Had a first-time snapshot straight at goalkeeper Verbrugen. I do apologise, it's rather awkward. Where is it? This side, this little black thing here. I'm going to try and get rid of that in a second, if we can, possibly. We'll see how things go. See if we can move that over there, make it a bit better. There we go. Right. Brighton on the ball. 6.5 minutes gone on the edge of West Ham's box. What are we thinking of today, ladies and gentlemen? We're confident we fancy a West Ham win here today. I think this might be a bridge too far. Brighton, of course, had the hex on West Ham, don't they? We haven't beaten them since 2012, I think it was, 11 years ago, when we beat them 6-0. That game we often refer to, the hat-trick by Ricardo Vazte, plus goals from one or two others, helping West Ham to that sizable victory that day at the bowling ground. Sorry, just plugging my phone in on charge over there. That's where we are. How are you all? Anyway, I hope everybody's well. Hope you've had a good week. Working hard, earning lots of money, good stuff, keeping busy. Good to hear. Take some of your comments in just a moment. Now, I do apologise. I'm just looking at this, and it's telling me that we're not accepting comments at the moment because it's a private video. Now, let's have a quick look. Perhaps that's just me. Anyway, we'll see. There we go. We've got your comments up now. I can see them all now. Hi to AGXM, to Craven, Stevie Palmer, Hobo, David O'Rourke, Tony Mitchell, and everybody else joining us today. My apologies for last week, the Chelsea stream. Unfortunately, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so it wasn't possible to run a stream, but we're back anyway today, as you can see, and hoping that the Hammers can take something from what has turned into something of a bogey ground for us over the years. You can see the teams behind me there. As I said, West Ham starting with the two new boys, Ward-Prowse and Alvarez. Stan, the Greek defender, Dinos, as he likes to be called, is unavailable due to injury. And of course, the proposed full signing, which, as we understand, is looking to be completed this weekend, Mohamed Kudus, not over the line just yet. So we're waiting for that one to happen. There will, of course, we expect one or two more to come in next week. Keep an eye on the KUMB forum if you want all the very, very latest transfer news, collated and curated from around the globe and social media. You'll get everything on the KUMB transfer thread as quick as you'll see it anywhere else, and certainly not in the same place like that. Mickey Antonio now is getting away on the left-hand side. He's got James Ward-Prowse inside if he can find him. Doesn't need him. Surging into the box at an angle. Antonio, can he get a shot across? Blocked. And it looks like it's going to... Oh, he's still got the ball. He's still in the box. Big, strong frame holding off two defenders. Looks to turn on the left, tries to get it across and just runs the ball straight out of play. Mickey Antonio encapsulated in 30 seconds there. Did really, really well. Great run. Held off the attention of the two Brighton defenders nearest him, but... yeah, in the end, just poor touch and run the ball straight over the goal line. It's a goal kick to Brighton. 10 minutes gone. Brighton and Hove Albion 0. West Ham United 0. What are your predictions? What are you thinking, Dave? You fancy a West Ham win here? Be surprised if many do, because as we said, it's been a bit of a bogey ground for us over years. But you never know. You never know. Preview Percy in his piece for KUMB this week was particularly positive. Fancied a 3-2 win, I think he went for. West Ham, of course, absent or missing Naif Aguerd, who is absent today as a consequence of that red card against Chelsea last week. 2 yellow cards, meaning that he misses out today. And his place in the team, of course, going to Angelo Ogbonna, the very, very experienced versus Angelo, very, very experienced Angelo Ogbonna. Now, do Brighton have a corner? They do. Not sure the ball came off, but James Milner, the veteran who's signed a short-term contract with the South Coast side, winning the ball, and it's going to be Pascal Gross who's going to take the corner for Brighton. The first one West Ham have faced this afternoon. It's going to be coming from West Ham's left-hand side. Brighton with some big men up. Of course, West Ham particularly frightening from set pieces, you could say, this season with the introduction of James Ward-Prowse. But let's see how well we can defend it without Naif Aguerd in. Header goes in from Tommy Souček, headed on by Jarrod Bowen. West Ham looking to spring a counter-attack, but Brighton, a defender nips in and plays the ball all the way back to goalkeeper for Bruges. And Brighton regain possession. Eleven and a half minutes gone. I'm just trying to find my BBC stats while we're here, so we can have a good laugh and see just how little possession West Ham are enjoying throughout the game. What was it last week? 27%, I think, against Chelsea. Mitoma on the left-hand side for Brighton. Plays the ball back. Cross comes in. Deep cross. Nodded back into the box. Angelo Ogbonna underneath it to get a toe in and put the ball away, but only as far as another Brighton defender. James Ward-Prowse this time comes across to tackle. I think that was Milner. And Brighton win a throw-in. West Ham doing some defending now, having started particularly strongly. And Brighton with the ball on West Ham's left-hand side, playing the ball across. Going back to that earlier chance, Hobo saying that Antonio should have done better there. It was a good move. Good afternoon, Tony Mitchell. How are you doing, Tony? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. And David O'Rourke suggesting that we started brightly. Good to see. I think we're going to win this. Good to see a bit of confidence, David. That's what we'd like to see. Just wonder if the mood has changed really amongst the fan base. Let me know what you think about this. Obviously, prior to a ball being kicked, everyone was very, very despondent. There was talk of, not enough signings being made. Now we've made 3 in a relatively short space of time, 4 to follow. There's going to be 1 or 2 more to come in after that, possibly 1 or 2 to go. But that combined with the 4 points in the first 2 games seems to have lifted the mood a bit. Do you sense that? Are you feeling a little bit more confident now than you were a few weeks ago, perhaps before the Bournemouth game began? Let me know what you think. Lucas Paquette has just gone to ground, claiming he was pushed in the face. Not sure there was anything in it really, but it's a bit of a South American-esque dive from the Brazilian international there. But anyway, Brighton have the ball in their own half, regaining possession, keep possession, but not actually doing anything with the ball. Which kind of lends some weight to the suggestion that having the great possession doesn't always suggest that you're in a better position to win the game. As we saw last week against Chelsea, West Ham 27% possession, scoring 3 at Chelsea's 1 goal. Chances, shots at goal, including on target, were very, very similar. Brighton still with the ball, still just in the centre circle, drifted out to the left-hand side. 14 minutes gone, no goals here at the Amex. so far. Ball in the centre of the pitch, played across. Now over to the other side, on the right-hand side. Brighton building slowly. Gross plays it inside. Coming back again. And once again, it's back on the halfway line. Brighton have had the ball for the last 60 to 90 seconds and yet have not advanced into West Ham's final third yet. The Hammers just happy to sit back and say, well, come on, let's see what you've got, which is, of course, a familiar pattern that anyone watching West Ham in recent weeks and months will be quite aware of. Brighton still with the ball, still in the by the centre circle. West Ham just keeping their two lines, two banks of four. Well, that's actually a 4 and a 5 there. Emerson coming out to put some pressure on, but the ball's back with Brighton. Played out to the left-hand side of the box. Space found at last. Vladdy Soufal goes across to try and cover it. Ball played back. It's going to be a shot come in. Oh, and it's only just wide, you know. It's a decent effort from Gilmore. Gilmore lurking on the edge of West Ham's penalty box. Ball played back from the left-hand side. Trying his luck from some 20 yards. And, yeah, it's not far wide. Let's have another look at this. Outside of the right foot. Yeah, it's comfortably wide. It's a good yard to 2 yards wide. No trouble for Alphonse Areola, who, of course, regains his place in between the sticks, despite comments from Lucas Fabianski suggesting that he was particularly unhappy at being dropped at the start of the season. Lucas Paquetá conceding a free kick, impeding James Milner on the halfway line, according to referee Anthony Taylor. And possession conceded again immediately from that goal kick from West Ham. Brighton once again with the ball in the central third of the pitch, just knocking it from left to right. West Ham happy to just sit back and hold our shape. Of course, it's moments like this that do contribute greatly to that statistic, you know, West Ham's low possession stat. But yeah, still not still something that divides fans quite a lot. That one. Brighton trying to spring a gap, but West Ham defending that one adequately, and the ball going back to Areola. But once again, possession conceding back with Brighton within about 30 seconds. Probably my biggest bugbear of this team is the fact that, I've said this time and time again, that sounds like a broken record, but the fact that we do appear to have an issue regaining or not regaining, but retaining possession when we've got the ball. Doesn't seem to be an awful lot of desire to just get hold of the ball and play it around for a little bit. Yeah, obviously something that upsets a lot of people and can be quite frustrating for anybody actually watching the team at times, especially at moments like this when West Ham have barely touched the ball in the last 5 minutes, but Brighton have done absolutely nothing with it now. We're just seeing the possession stat come up on the screen, as you can see, 88% to Brighton, 12 to West Ham so far. But that's going to be a goal kick to the Hammers, I would imagine. Jared Bowen did some brilliant work in the right back slot, but it's not. Lucas Paquetá picks it up, plays the ball straight down the line and straight back to Brighton, and Brighton begin again, which is incredibly frustrating. Very much how the first half went last week against Chelsea, and probably much of the second half against Bournemouth. Of course, we all know what the outcome of both of those halves were. So yeah, not too fussed about Brighton having the ball and playing it around in the centre of the pitch, which they seem to be doing an awful lot of in these last few moments. But it'd be good to see West Ham actually get their foot on the ball and try and get some of our better players, the Ward-Prowses of this world, the Paquetás, players like that, on the ball and running at the opponents. Of course, the opportunity to break always comes. James Ward-Prowse intercepts, plays the ball down the line, looking for Mickey Antonio. Now, Antonio's going to get in here. Big mistake. Antonio, can he play it inside to James Ward-Prowse? He does. Ward-Prowse has got the end of it. He's going to score. And West Ham are ahead. And the man who started the move has ended it. And what an incredible introduction to his career this has been for James Ward-Prowse. A brace of assists on his debut last week. And here he's picking the pocket of Brighton, playing it down the line to Mickey Antonio. Antonio, a little bit fortunate. There's a big error by the Brighton defender there. And Antonio holding, waiting for the run. Ward-Prowse it was who came in, stole in at the back post. Let's have a look at this. Oh, I've absolutely no idea what the Brighton number 4 is doing there. But anyway, we don't care because it's been to West Ham's huge benefit. Ward-Prowse's initial effort was kind of blocked, and the ball ran kindly for him, and he just passed the ball from there into an empty net with the goalkeeper and a defender prone on the ground. West Ham against the run of play, as David O'Rourke has pointed out there on the forum. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm saying. There's an awful lot of consternation and unhappiness from the fan base about the lack of possession that West Ham have in an average game. But that just goes to show if you can react and respond in such devastating fashion, it's not a huge issue, is it? As we saw, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Didn't see it so much last year. It didn't work out, but that's a devastating counter-attack from West Ham. Superb from James Ward-Prowse and also from Mickey Antonio, who seems to have the bit between his teeth once again, doesn't he? Brighton looking to get back immediately. Clever turn. Oh, and it's a good shot. I think that was Ferguson, the youngster back in the team, turned inside the box. Didn't start the first 2 games this season, but put back in the team by Roberto De Zerbi this afternoon. Turned in the box. Right foot, plays it across goal. Lucas Fabianski, Alphonse Areola had to do well. It wasn't quite at full strength, but had to get down low and quickly to drop onto the ball and ensure that West Ham's lead is maintained. So West Ham with that early goal, taking the lead. For the 3rd time in a row, in fact, we should say every game this season, the Hammers have been ahead. Let's see if we can maintain that advantage for the first time. Of course, pegged back at Bournemouth with 7 minutes to go, pegged back against Chelsea last week, even though we did go on to win the game in the end. But it'd be nice to see if we could perhaps extend a lead for once. Here's Mitoma, gets it all wrong, ball played onto his right foot, tries a bit of a half volley, and the less said about that, the better. And lots of ironic cheers coming from the West Ham end of the ground there. The Hammers fans in fine fettle and good voice this afternoon, and a rousing chorus of European champions. We know what we are from the visiting supporters this afternoon. And why not? And why not? Because we are. We can sing it for at least another year. Rob Waldron pointing out that if West Ham get another 2 goals, we go top of the league this evening. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Rio and I did have that discussion last week, or not last week, it was the week before, wasn't it? It was the Bournemouth game, about when was the last time West Ham were top of the table in the opening week or 2 of the season. And yeah, as I said at the time, the last time I can remember was about 1983, when I think we beat Notts County 4-0 on the opening day of the season. West Ham looking to get forward again. Jared Bowen into the box. Can he get the ball across? He can get it across, but it will be dealt with by the number 5. And straight back to Bowen. Bowen plays it back in. It's a poor centre. And half clear, but West Ham still in possession. Vladdy Soufal looks to get across. It's a great cross, headed out again by the number 6 this time. James Ward-Prowse goes up to win the ball, but can't keep possession, and Brighton will look to break out here. It's good stuff from West Ham so far. Halfway through the first half, exactly 22 and a half minutes gone. It's Brighton and Hove Albion 0, West Ham United 1. The only goal of the game coming from James Ward-Prowse, converting Mickey Antonio's low centre from the left after he had created that started to move in the first place by regaining possession. Of course, this was the big thing that. Oh, hang on, sorry, I've just seen a bit of a scrap between Milner and Paquetá. Those 2 are going to be at it all afternoon by the looks of it. Milner's particularly unhappy, and he's won a free kick in the end. Not quite sure why it was a free kick. There didn't seem to be anything in it, but referee Taylor decides that a foul was took place, and the Seagulls have the ball once again in the centre of the pitch. As their possession stat continues to build. Still in the centre of the pitch. Sorry, I'm just looking for something here. No, see, normally this would be the point where Rio would be talking and I'd be off camera, or at least not centre of attention. Now, let's have a quick look here now. What's going on? Big challenge gone in from Ward-Prowse. I think he's going to get booked. Yellow card's been pulled out. Yeah, Ward-Prowse, the goal scorer, is indeed in the book. Let's have another look and see what happens here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. He's gone in The referee will say it was a dangerous tackle because his studs were showing. He's won the ball, beat Gilmore to the ball. Gilmore's gone down clutching his shin. I'm not sure there was any contact made with his shin, but regardless, James Ward-Prowse is in the book. Gilmore seems to be the player that West Ham have targeted this afternoon. But Brighton with the free kick, 24.5 minutes gone. It's 1-0 to the Hammers. They are what have we got it? 18, 24, 30, 30, about 38 yards. Almost exactly from goal, measuring by the lines there. West Ham lining up on the edge of their penalty box. Referee has a look around, decides that play can resume, and blows his whistle. Now, what Brighton can do with this? Played very short. And played back to the free kick taker. James Ward-Prowse comes out to apply some pressure. Ball goes out into the left-hand side, delivered into the box. Header comes up, cleared by Paquetá. Cleared by Emerson, and then cleared again by Paquetá. Straight back to Brighton. The ball goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. And Brighton build yet again. Keep their possession stat going. 85% they're down to now. Brighton, 85% possession to West Ham's 15%. The Hammers perhaps going for some kind of record this afternoon. It'd be interesting to find out just what the lowest possession is for a team that has won a professional match, or at least in the Premier League. Ball's bouncing around inside the West Ham box. It's going to go out for a Brighton corner. The Hammers are unable to clear the ball there. And Brighton have their second corner from West Ham's left-hand side of the pitch. Been a few more results today. I'm going to take you through those in just a second. For those of you who haven't seen them, of course, if you're watching Match of the Day tonight, turn the sound down in just a moment. I will warn you when I'm about to read them out. I've always wanted to do that. Corner coming in for Brighton. Number 13 delivers. Headed out by Kurt Zuma to the edge of the box. Brighton once again pick up the ball. Mickey Antonio closing down to apply some pressure there. Deep cross comes in. It's going to go into no one. Now, there's no call there. Yeah, Tommy Souček says there's no call from Alphonse Areola, who could have just come and claimed that ball. No pressure at all. Souček not hearing or didn't get a call and heading it behind for a third Brighton corner from that side of the pitch. Played short this time to the edge of the box to the number 7 March, Solly March. Cross comes in. Opportunity to shoot. Blocked again. Very, very good block by Kurt Zuma. Shot again. Another block. Mickey Antonio this time. West Ham putting some fantastic defensive work here. Jarrod Bowen coming right across to the left-hand side of the pitch to put in a tackle and prevent a pass from being completed, which leads to a Brighton throw. But yeah, West Ham are putting in some serious effort here this afternoon. You get the feeling that David Moyes wants to get a result here today. I mean, of course, David Moyes wants to get a result every single day. I mean, that's a slightly silly thing to say, but there seems to be a kind of added impetus from West Ham's perspective so far today. The Hammers looking really, really good. Barely seen the ball, of course, but 1-0 up, just coming up to 28 minutes gone. Brighton with the ball on the halfway line, as they have been for much of the game so far today. Let's have a quick look at some of your comments. Hang on a sec, because Brighton still trying to build. Some 35 yards from West Ham's goal, little 1-2s. West Ham just holding that shape, 4-5-1. Header comes in from Vladdy Soufal as the cross comes in, leaves an opponent on the floor, but Brighton regain possession. Once again, the Hammers are unable, yet again, to keep the ball, having won the challenge. Ball floated out to the left-hand side to Mitoma, who seems to be the player that they're Brighton hope will unlock West Ham's defence. Looks to beat Vladdy Soufal. Does. Sure, that ball went out there. Shot's going to come in. A fantastic block. Absolutely brilliant block from James Ward-Prowse. Just threw himself at the ball as the shot came in from the edge of the box. Fiercely hit effort. But Ward-Prowse just throwing his entire body in front of the ball. Emerson losing possession. Cross coming in from the left-hand side. A rather strange-looking effort coming in from Ferguson and just loops over the bar. It's almost like the scorpion kick that Pablo Fornal scored at Bournemouth last season, trying his luck. Slightly more difficult this time because I think the ball was kind of 4 yards in the air and sort of moving at pace towards him. But brilliant, fantastic block from James Ward-Prowse from Gilmore's shot. just there, and West Ham doing some superb defending so far. But, you know, as always, you get the feeling that we can't do this for the rest of the game. I'm going to have to try and attack a little bit and perhaps add that second at some point that would give West Ham that breathing space. A robust tackle, no worse than that, says Steve Palmer, referring to the James Ward-Prowse yellow card incident, tending to incline to agree with you there, Steve, actually. Hove also agreeing the ball was one, it was a soft yellow. And in reference to that chance a few moments ago that Mitoma seemed to run out the line, Hove also agreeing. I thought he went out too. Just coming up to the half-hour mark, West Ham leading by a goal to nil here at the Amex. As was the case, of course, the season before last, when West Ham, of course, could have qualified for the Europa League had they won on that final day of the season at the Amex, but of course succumbed or basically capitulated in the second half, conceding 3 goals. Brighton with the ball on the edge of West Ham's box. Paquetá closing down, comes out to the right hand side. It's going to be a shot coming in. It's a miss here, effort dragged and almost fell into the path of Ferguson. Not unlike, in fact, the Solanke goal that Bournemouth scored on the opening day of the season. Very, very fortunate deflection on that particular occasion. Maybe just one moment. I'll be back in just a second. Brighton with the ball. Apologies, back again. West Ham with the ball, and that'll be a West Ham free kick at last. A trip by Milner, who's looking quite frustrated with the way things are going, and so he should. Lucas Paquetá was the injured party. Back on his feet there, of course. 31 minutes gone, still Brighton nil, West Ham United 1. We need to get a grip of the ball here, says Hobo. Be nice to see us have a little bit more possession, wouldn't it? For sure. Alphonso Areola with a long kick upfield, looking for Mickey Antonio, who does well to win the ball. Now plays it short to Emerson. Emerson looks to hook it over. Now Emerson's gone down and he's won a free kick. I think it's Milner. Emerson's banging the ground furiously with his left hand, kicking his right leg out over and over again. I presume that means he's slightly hurt. It was Milner who gave away his second free kick in a matter of seconds. Let's have another look at this. There's nothing in it at all, really. He's just come across Emerson's waist and caught Emerson on the inside of the knee. Nasty one. But I don't think there's anything really in it. Certainly wasn't deliberate. But anyway, Emerson grimaces, gets back to his feet. West Ham with a free kick on the left-hand side. Some 20 yards or so from goal. Good evening, Mark Pearce. Hope you enjoyed it, mate. What did you have? Anything nice? Let us know what you had. James Ward-Prowse. Of course, it's James Ward-Prowse with the free kick. Right foot is going to deliver this into the box to the likes of Mickey Antonio, Lucas Paquetá, Angelo Bonner, Thomas Souček lining up inside the 18-yard box. Hand goes up, drifted in. It's too close to the keeper. Or is it? Oh, and I think Thomas Souček's just been punched straight in the face. Now, let's have a look again. There's no question that there's no penalty because the goalkeeper took the ball first. But Tommy Souček put his head where it hurts, and he's got hurt. Looked like he took a right up to the nose. To be fair, I think I think 1 or 2 boxers might have been caught out by that one as well. It's a great shot. Let's have another look. Of course, did you know anybody who's ever played in goal before? When you come out, you're told to take everything out, take the lot out. Within the legalities of the game, of course. And Verbruggen's certainly done that. David Moyes looks up, looks to his bench, says to Pablo Fornells, come and get warmed up, just in case. Billy McKinney looking concerned there as well on the bench. Kevin Nolan in discussion with 1 or 2 others on the sidelines. We're not seeing what's going on the pitch for some reason, which I don't know why, but it usually indicates we have a pitch invader or something like that. I don't think there is. But everyone's taking the opportunity to have a quick drinks break. Mickey Antonio's got something of a beard there. By the looks of it, looking a bit wispy. Having a chat with teammates. Paquetá, Bowen, also there on the bench, alongside the Brazilian, as they discuss the game so far. West Ham, of course, leading. There's Tim Stuyton, West Ham's technical director, watching on. Not accompanied by Mohamed Kudus, as was rumoured by one or two, shall we say, mischievous sources. But Kudus, of course, having his medical at the club's regular venue for such things this weekend, and hoping to be confirmed as a West Ham player. Probably thinking Monday. I guess maybe tomorrow, but probably more likely to be Monday. I haven't had any confirmation on that yet. As soon as I do hear that, I shall, of course, let you know via the usual channels, the pages of KUMB and our social media channels. Tommy Souček is being walked off around the pitch, presumably because it was a head collision. It's some sort of concussion thing. Excuse me. Tango. And the game resumes. He's coming off. Tommy Souček is actually coming off, and it looks like Saïd Benrahma's going on. So that's an interesting change. Benrahma for Souček. Big blow for West Ham, losing Souček. He's kind of the enforcer there, isn't he, in the centre? We've got Ward-Prowse and Paquetá who can do the good stuff and leave Tommy to do the ugly stuff. We've seen it already. Got himself involved in a couple of defensive headers, and obviously that one in the Brighton area. Yeah, I agree, David. David DeRock saying we'll miss Souček. Hope he can continue, but doesn't look like it. So Benrahma coming on. Alvarez, we've not actually seen or heard a lot of so far, actually. Hoofing the ball clear, giving it straight back to Brighton. He's obviously got the West Ham way about him already. West Ham yet again unable to get a foot on the ball and just try and play it out and hold the ball, keep possession for a few minutes or even do something with it. Just conceded straight back to Brighton. 9 minutes to go until the end of the regulation 45 plus whatever time we get added on at the end of the first half. Ball played down the right hand side to Solly March. March plays it inside. Ball comes all the way back to Pascal Gross on the halfway line. West Ham taking up their customary position. 4-5-1. It actually looks more like a 1-3-6 at the moment. That's an interesting shape we've got there. Or it'd be probably be a 1-2-6 because Tommy Souček's missing, isn't he? But right, still playing the ball around just outside the centre circle. Going nowhere fast at the moment. Just waiting for the inevitable ball to come out to Mitoma, I think. But let's have a look. It's played this time onto the other side to Milner. Milner playing it all the way back into his own half. It's actually gone all the way back to the goalkeeper for Bruges. So another 30 seconds of our lives that we won't get back. Passes us by with Brighton just knocking the ball back to the goalkeeper and amongst their own defenders. Difficult to commentate when nothing's actually happening. But anyway, here's Milner to the right of West Ham's box. Plays it back and Brighton come back yet again. All the while, it'll be building up their possession stat, which is, I think it's still on 88%. Now, March gets to the byline, comes back. Milner gets a crossing, doesn't get a crossing because Emerson gets his head in the way and deflects it out for another goal kick. Another corner kick to the home side. On this right-hand side, West Ham's left, Saïd Benrahma is on. So an interesting change, that one. Benrahma on for Souček, of course, injured there, head injury. Be interesting to see what happens to the shape of the team. We'll have a close look at that for the next couple of minutes and see what it means. Presumably, Benrahma will be taking up his customary position on the left-hand side, but we'll just have a look in a moment. Ball cleared out as far as a Brighton defender, yet again. Mickey Antoni beaten rather too easily, and sort of it was a bit half-hearted from Mickey Antoni. The ball played forward, comes out to the left, chipped into the box. Dangerous looking delivery in, but a good header. I think that was Emerson there, and winning a free kick put under a little bit too much pressure. I think it's Solly March. Push, says the referee. And West Ham will have a free kick. Yeah, David O'Rourke pointing out that Mickey Antoni just seemed to give up there. Very frustrating indeed. Biding his time, hopefully, for West Ham's next goal, which will be coming up very, very shortly, we hope. Just coming up to the 40-minute mark. It's still Brighton 0, West Ham United 1. The Hammers taking the lead after 19 minutes with James Ward-Prowse. What a start to his West Ham career. He's had a brace of assists on his debut against Chelsea and scoring his first goal for the club today. Like that, the Brighton players just played a pass. It's hit the referee, and even that pass has come back to a Brighton player. West Ham just cannot get their foot on the ball this afternoon, much to the chagrin of Lucas Paquetá, who was loitering with intent, hoping that he'd get the ball. Chance for a shot coming in. Effort comes in. Alphonse Areola gets down well. Good save. Shot coming in from Pascal Gross. Decent effort from Brighton, but it's 20 yards out. And Areola manages to get down and make a smart save. Of course, this is where most of those shots are coming from distance. Brighton haven't had the opportunity yet to get into the box and create anything. West Ham defended very, very well, doggedly, you may say. West Ham awarded a free kick. And Angelo Bonnet is going to take this. Now, is he going to get cautioned here for time wasting? No, he's been told to take it from a specific spot. It's unnecessary for the referee there. I mean, bearing in mind where the ball is, it would have made no difference. It was taken 2 or 3 yards away, but Angelo Bonner pumps it long, and Said Benrahma gets the ball. Paquetá, Benrahma on the left-hand side, turns now, going goalwards, stops, comes back. Paquetá, little 1-2, another little 1-2. Clever stuff from Paquetá. And Benrahma trying to keep possession. But loses out and concedes a free kick. Sorry, Alvarez, not Paquetá. Benrahma having a nightmare here this afternoon. Quick look at the stats. Possession, Brighton 86%, West Ham 14. That must be West Ham's lowest ever stat for one half, I would imagine. Shots, Brighton 8, 2 on target. West Ham 4, 2 on target. Brighton have had 4 corners. West Ham yet to have a corner, which is a little bit disappointing because we'd like to see James Ward-Prowse get a couple of those superb deliveries in. And Brighton have committed 6 fouls to West Ham's 4. So bar the possession stats, all very, very even. Ball drifted out onto the left-hand side, play back into the box. That's a poor effort of clearance by Alvarez. And I'm not quite sure what's happened there, but Alvarez's ball looped up into the air. Alphonse Areola went to pluck it out there, dropped it. Now, was there a foul on him? No, he's just completely dropped the ball and almost looked like he dropped it over his line. Almost did a Roberto there, did the French international, but managed to get back and pick the ball up. West Ham have given the ball away again. The ball comes out onto the right-hand side to Solly March. March goes back inside, comes back, being tracked by Lucas Paquetá, plays it across field inside the centre circle. Ball almost slipped through to Mitoma, and Edson Alvarez has just performed an absolute piece of sublime magic in the penalty box. I wouldn't like to see him do it again. Let's put it that way. But he's left 2 players for dead. Two very quick turns, leaving Mitoma. I'm not sure who the second Brighton player was, but I think they were surprised as we were that he was trying something so audacious in his own penalty box. Gets away with it anyway. West Ham looking to counter. Ball played out on the left-hand side to Said Benrahma. Can he get into the box? Benrahma cuts inside, looks to play it long to Emerson down the line. Emerson looks to play it back, and West Ham have our first corner of the game. A bit of a waste, really. Benrahma's in a great position, could have surged into the box there and put his defender under a bit of pressure. Instead, tried to play the ball on the outside to Emerson. It wasn't a great ball. Emerson did well to actually do anything with it, but wins a corner, and James Ward-Prowse will now trot across to take this. And up come the big guns. Kurt Zouma, Angelo Bonner. into the box. No Tommy Soucek, of course, he's gone off. Lost Soucek to a head injury. Ward-Prowse with the corner from West Ham's left-hand side into the near post. Oh, that was a dangerous one. Headed out again for another corner. It looked like that one could have actually swung in. Let's have another look at that if we get the chance. I don't think we are. James Ward-Prowse puts the ball on the spot or just outside the quadrant, as is customary these days. And he's got Alvarez, Paquetá, and Antonio at the near post. Goes for the near post once again. The ball headed out by Milner this time for a third successive West Ham corner. So the Hammers were 4-0 down on corners before this, and now just one behind Brighton's tally. Paquetá also comes up once again to the near post. Antonio in front of the goalkeeper. Edson Alvarez is in there. Zuma lurking at the back. Deeper one this time. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, who plucks that one out of the air. Now, can Brighton break quickly? We're in the final few seconds of the regulation 45. West Ham leading by a goal to nil. Kurt Zuma comes back, looks to win the ball back, and unlucky, gets a challenge in, but Brighton still have the ball. Milner breaking on the right-hand side. Can he get across it? He can. It's deep. It's dangerous. Good work from Soufal. Good work from Alvarez, who gets up to the second header, but Brighton still have the ball. 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half. 4 minutes to the Hammers to circumnavigate and regain possession. Now, Edson Alvarez has just conceded a free kick right on the edge of the box. It was a silly, silly challenge, and he's taken a booking for his efforts. Let's have another look at this again. Yeah, it's late on Welbeck. Silly, pointless, needless. Got to say, I mean, I've watched Alvarez a few times play for Ajax, some videos before he came here, and there is a tendency there to go to ground rather too easily. I can imagine that Alan Pardew would be absolutely fuming if he watched him play. Pardew, of course, was famous for fining players if they went to ground in a game. You know, told under to stay on their feet whenever possible during Pardew's reign. But Alvarez has definitely got a bit of that in him. I think he's got a red card and a penalty in him. I hate to say, you know, kind of evidence there a bit by that rather rash challenge. It's dead centre. I mean, it's essentially, what are we, 7 or 8 yards away from the penalty spot, but bang in line with the penalty spot. So this is very, very dangerous for West Ham. Yeah, we've seen the best and the worst of Alvarez within the space of about 2 minutes there. The calmness personified inside the penalty box to trick his way out of a dodgy situation, and then yeah, flying in unnecessarily, needlessly to concede a free kick in a very, very dangerous position. Now, can the Hammers survive this? 47 minutes played, 2 of the 4 added on. Marsh with a free kick, and it loops off the head of, is it Paquetá? And over the bar for a... No, it's Alvarez. It's Alvarez, actually, who conceded the free kick. Let's have another look at this. It's actually really good work from Alvarez. Didn't duck, just put his head in the way and made sure he won the ball. And Brighton have their 5th corner of the first half. Going to be taken by the number 13, Pascal Gross. Now, let's see, can the Hammers defend this one as well as they have so far? It's to the near post. It's a poor one. And Alvarez, I think it's Alvarez. It might be Paquetá. I think it's Alvarez. My stream's not exactly 1080p. So struggling a little bit with them. 1 or 2 of the players that look reasonably similar. But anyway, ball played out to Mitoma on the left-hand side. Clever little delivery. Now, can the Japanese do something? Not seen anything of him so far. Brighton's star player so far this season. That's an absolutely dreadful pass across field. Straight out into touch for a West Ham throw, and the Hammers will be under no rush to take this one at all. Mitoma, we've barely seen anything of him. He's sort of hung out there on the left-hand side, looking for the opportunity to cut inside and have a dip, but been really well marshalled by Bowen and Soufal so far out there. West Ham with a throw-in and winning the ball. Oh, no, actually, it was a West Ham. Sure, it was a West Ham throw, but Brighton have taken it, taken quickly. Kurt Zuma has conceded yet another corner. Right mess that from West Ham, but Brighton taking advantage of some pretty lapsed refereeing, quite frankly. I thought that was a West Ham throw. It was right under the nose of the officials. This will probably be Brighton's last chance to grab an equaliser before half-time. We are 9 seconds away from the end of the 4 minutes that were added on at the end of the regulation 45, and it's Brighton's 6th corner of the first half. Let's see what they can do. Got some big chaps, of course, in that team. Delivered a bit deeper this time. Kurt Zuma up to nod it away. Only half cleared. Brighton still with the ball. Cross comes back in, delivered to the far post. Only as far as Lucas Paquetá, who hooks it clear. Brighton win the ball again. And that is half-time. Bang on. 49 minutes to 4 played. It is Brighton and Hove, Albion 0, West Ham United 1. Great stuff. Great stuff. The only goal of the first half coming after 19 minutes, James Ward-Prowse breaking up play, winning possession from a Brighton attack, playing the ball into the channel for Mickey Antonio, who profited from some dreadful defending by the Brighton defender. Surging towards goal, played it across. James Ward-Prowse had made up 70-80 yards to get into the box. First touch was blocked. But the ball fell kindly for him, and his second touch was an easy tap in to an unguarded and empty net to give West Ham a 19th minute lead, completely against the run of play. And that's pretty much how it's been the entire half. If you look statistically at the game, Brighton, an incredible 84% of possession in that first half, and from which they've mustered 9 shots, only 2 of which have been on target. West Ham's 16% possession has also resulted in 2 shots on target. The West Ham have had only 4 shots. Compared to Brighton's 9. 6 corners to Brighton, 3 to West Ham. Both sides conceding 6 fouls each in the first half. The Hammers ahead, and halfway towards that much needed win against our bogey team. Of course, we probably do have a few bogey teams. Brighton definitely got the hex on the Hammers in recent years. No wins against the Seagulls since 2012, 13 years or so now. And West Ham, for the second year in the last 3, go into the break at the Amex Stadium leading by a 1-0. I did mention a little while ago there's been some other games today, and for those of you who haven't seen the scores, I'm going to read them out now. I'm going to go through them now very quickly. If you don't want to hear these, feel free to mute me and turn me off for a few minutes. Go and get yourself a cup of tea at half-time or something. Of course, yesterday the match day 3 began with Chelsea's fixture against newly promoted Luton Town. No surprise that one. Chelsea running out comfortable winners 3-0. Today we saw Bournemouth host Tottenham, and goals from James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski ensured that Tottenham took all 3 points back to White Hart Lane from the South Coast. Elsewhere, 4 other games this afternoon. Brentford 1, Crystal Palace 1. Kevin Shard opening the scoring for the home side. But the visitors equalising 40 minutes from time through Joachim Anderson. Arsenal against Fulham, interesting affair there. Arsenal found themselves down to a Pereira strike inside the first minute. Apparently that was the 3rd time Arsenal have conceded inside the first minute in this calendar year already. A record for a Premier League team, apparently. And then, of course, 2 goals in 2 minutes. So Arsenal looked like they were going to grab all 3 points. Bukayo Saka from the penalty spot with 20 minutes to go before Eddie Nketiah made it 2-1 to the Gunners with 18 minutes of normal time to go. But there was still time for plenty of action. Calvin Bassey was red carded for Fulham with 7 minutes to go. Arsenal fans, expectant at that time, would have almost been expecting another goal, I think, but it wasn't to be. There was a 4th goal in that game, but it went to the away side. João Palhinha equalising, and only a point for Fulham 3 minutes from time. So that one finishing Arsenal 2, Fulham 2 in today's London derby. Everton, well, they are having an absolutely shocking start to the season, aren't they? Up against Wolves, another candidate and favourite for relegation. Everton beaten 1-0 at home. Sasha Kalajic scoring for the Wanderers with just 3 minutes of time to go. And Everton beaten yet again. Disaster for the Toffees. And the final game of today, another strange old tie, Man United versus Nottingham Forest. Forest found themselves 2 goals up at Old Trafford after just 4 minutes. Taiwo Awoniyi scoring after 2 minutes, and Willy Bolly adding a second for Forest to put them in dreamland after just 4 minutes. Christian Eriksen half the deficit after 17 minutes before Casemiro made it 2-2, 7 minutes after the restart. Joe Worrell saw red for the visitors on 67 minutes, leaving them a whole half of a half to play in order to try and hang out for a draw. It wasn't to be because Bruno Fernandes grabbed a winning goal from the penalty spot 14 minutes from time to give Man United all 3 points against a plucky yet unfortunate Forest side. That leaves, of course, 4 teams without a single point in the Premier League so far. That's Sheffield United, who have lost both of theirs. Burnley haven't played once so far. Of course, that was against Man City. Luton have lost both their games, and Everton, following that desperate defeat at home to Wolves, who themselves hadn't taken a single point so far this season prior to this afternoon, find themselves rooted to the bottom of the Premier League. 3 games played, no goals scored, 6 goals conceded, no points. It's looking like it's going to be a long, difficult season for Everton, who, you know, have only just about managed to escape the drop in the last 2 years, haven't they? But they are looking in desperate trouble already. The Hammers, of course, went into this game in joint 8th place, along with Liverpool and Chelsea, and Palace and Fulham. Believe it or not, West Ham are up to 2nd in the Premier League as things stand. And as was pointed out earlier on in the chat, only need to score twice more, and we'll end the weekend without reply, of course. We'll end the weekend top of the Premier League. But as it stands, West Ham in 2nd spot, joint top with Tottenham and Arsenal on 7 points. Tottenham, West Ham, and Arsenal topping the table as things stand, of course. But a long, long way to go still here at the Amex Stadium. I'm going to take a little break for 5 minutes to go and have a quick drink and a bite to eat. I shall be back with you in 10 minutes or so for the second half of this afternoon's Premier League tie between Brighton and Hove Albion and West Ham United. The Hammers leading at half-time by James Ward-Prowse's 19th minute goal. And let's hope we can get some more in the second half. I'll catch you all again very, very soon. Okay, good afternoon. Welcome back for the second half of this evening's Premier League clash from the Amex Stadium between Brighton and Hove Albion and West Ham United. The Hammers, of course, going into the second half with a very slender yet massively important lead granted to them by James Ward-Prowse after just 19 minutes, combining well with Mickey Antonio to score the only goal of the match so far. No changes as far as we can see. We'll confirm that in just a moment, but I haven't seen João Pedro, the exciting young forward that Brighton signed from Watford for £30 million before the start of the season. One of the possibilities, but he's not out on the pitch, and the game kicks off. West Ham with getting the second half underway. West Ham kicking from left to right. My TV screen might be different to yours. Ball played back to the goalkeeper, and Jared Bowen almost in there very, very early, but the ball cleared, but only as far as West Ham. And James Ward-Prowse gets the ball down to Emerson. The Hammers, of course, started the first half very, very lively before settling back into that familiar pattern of just trying to frustrate and annoy the opposition. And the second half seems to have started a very similar pattern. But Brighton back on the ball now as we speak, just still inside the first minute of the second half. West Ham leading by 1-0. James Ward-Prowse, the new signing, with his first goal for the club. As I said, after just 19 minutes here. Ball played out to the down. Matoma's got some space for the first time in the match, actually, up against a retreating Soufal. Delivered in a good header, and it's a great save from Areola to his left. He had to get down low. The header, I think it was Ferguson who had the header. Did it all right, headed it towards the ground. Danger still not out. Cross comes in, out to Mitoma on the left-hand side. Delivers it back in, another ball in. Headed out by Ogbonna, and there was cries of a penalty actually, but Ogbonna's been awarded the free kick. That's a fantastic save from Alphonse Areola there. It's Mitoma. Not seen anything of him, as we said in that first half. Delivered a little lifted ball to the far post. You know, you can't say that the youngster did everything right. Ferguson headed it down into the corner, but Areola quick to get to his left low and push it wide. Yeah, West Ham, big warning for the Hammers right at the start of the second half there. Have to be very, very careful not to give anything away, especially early on. Well done, Areola, says Mark Pierce. Steve Palmer saying that as Mickey Antonio had some mental coaching, it's twice in 2 weeks I've seen him wait and pick his next move, and both ended in goals. Who knows? He's definitely looked a better player, hasn't he, Steve? And there he is on the ball now. It's a great ball down the channel from Vladdy Soufal. Antonio coming across to get it, holds his man off, still got the ball, showing straight, plays it back to Paquetá. Paquetá looking for options. That's a poor ball. Tried to pick out Jared Bowen, making a run into the box, but it was a poor pass. And easily picked out by the Brighton side. My stream's gone down. You'll be possibly interested to know. So I can't tell you a thing about what's happening at the moment from the Amex, and I'm gonna have to try and find myself another stream because that one appears to have disappeared. Let's see what we can find on this one. Fortunately, we do have 2 or 3 options this afternoon, so yeah. I've just seen Mitoma sky one from the right hand side, so another chance for Brighton. And Mitoma, who, as we said, was the man that we probably most feared, barely had a touch in the first half, but been involved quite a lot already in the first half in the opening 2 or 3 minutes. Do apologise. I'm trying to keep my notes, copious notes, updated here as well as delivering some kind of commentary to you at the same time. Not easy. You know what us men are like, not meant to multitask, are we? So it's difficult stuff. But anyway, 49 minutes gone. Brighton with the ball in the centre circle. How many times have I said that already today? I expect I'll be saying it 1 or 2 times more before we get to the final whistle. Brighton with the ball, looking to find a space in West Ham's very, very strong 5-4-1 type shape that we're sitting at. 2 banks, 5 at the back. Ball played out to the left to Mitoma yet again. Now there's an overlap on, but Mitoma ignores it, cuts back inside, plays the ball short to the number 11 Gilmore. Gilmore himself plays it short to Milner. Ball comes out onto the right-hand side. It's a clever little ball in now. Can the cross comes in? It's dangerous, but Alphonse Areola gets down well to ensure he's there first before it can find any opponent inside the box. And Brighton have certainly started, as you'd expect, probably being a goal behind at home, very brightly in this second half. But Areola only really had that save to make so far. But Emerson now giving possession away. 35 yards to go. This is really dangerous. Ball play down the left-hand side. That could be a penalty because it's gone for a goal kick now. Paquetá has just brushed off, I think it's stupid. He's shoulder barged him off the ball. And I've seen that, it's one of those where you think, oh, you've seen him given. I mean, he's not even looking at the ball, Paquetá. I mean, it's pretty theatrical from Estupinian who throws his hands in the air and arches his back and makes sure that, it's a great dive for the cameras. But, I mean, Paquetá's not anywhere near the ball. He really isn't anywhere near the ball. So I think West Ham are a tad fortunate. But Brighton inside West Ham's box again. Hammers desperate defending at the moment. And but we're on the left with Danny Welbeck. Plays it short. Brighton still with the ball on West Ham's right-hand side, getting closer to goal. That's a clever little pass down the line, but well intercepted by Vladi Soufal, and it's out for another corner. I mean, what did you think of that shoulder barge, folks? I mean, in your view, was that should that have been a penalty, or West Ham slightly fortunate to get away with that, or was it just a blatant dive and the referee got it absolutely right? Let me know. Ball played into the box. Angelo Ogbonna gets it clear, but it's only going to go as far as another Brighton player on this side. Ben Rama can get on the end of it, putting pressure on the defender. Does really well and wins a throw-in for West Ham on the halfway line. Yeah, let me know what you thought, because I think I think Paquetá was slightly lucky to get away with that. I mean, my instant reaction was it's a penalty because he's just barged him off the ball, nowhere near the ball. I kind of get the feeling that the manner in which Estupinian went down probably made the referee's mind up in terms of what to do. I'm not sure he would have had a question to ask himself had it not been so theatrical. But anyway, let me know what you think about it. Still West Ham leading by 1-0, but under the cosh. Now it's a great tackle put in by Kurt Zouma, sliding tackle to win the ball and find Paquetá, who goes back to Zouma. Zouma short to Ben Rama. Now West Ham looking to play. Here's Bowen approaching the penalty box. Bowen, can he get on that left-hand side? Takes a shot. Oh, he's got it all wrong. He's got it all wrong. Unfortunately, did really, really well. Bowen cut inside. I'm out of focus. There we go. There we go. Bowen cut inside from the right-hand side, tried to get it onto his left foot. Just couldn't quite get on the end of it. It was, again, it's a good move from West Ham. Ham's shown that when they get the ball, they're not going to mess about and they're going to go for goal. And that was a chance for Bowen. Just didn't catch it right. But good stuff from Said Ben Rama, the substitute there, to first win the free kick from which West Ham had the opportunity, and also involved in that build-up. Dan B, no penalty for me, says Dan. It's a full-on dive, typical shoulder barge. So Dan going with the referee. But Pierce concerned, says Brighton are going to score unless we get our act together. Ball played into the box. Kurt Zouma does well to get it away, but yet again, as Kurt Zouma is wont to do, gifts it straight back to an opponent. Yeah, frustrating, but Brighton have the ball yet again. I am delighted to report that West Ham's share of the possession has increased since the half-time break from 16 to 18%. Brighton share reduced from 84 to 82. It's Brighton with the ball again, played out on the left to that man Mitoma, cuts inside once again, breaks, goes to the left, plays it short for the for his teammate. It's come back to Dunk. Dunk puts the ball into the box. Edson Alvarez, I'm not quite sure what that was. It looked like he tried to hook it clear and pass the ball inadvertently back to Alphonse Areola, who claims the ball and carries on. And the referee says, no, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Let's play on. And, yeah, it was strange. I mean, it's certainly not a deliberate back pass, but Brighton might argue it was. Mickey Antonio, that's shocking. West Ham had a chance to get the ball on the deck there and gave it straight away, claiming that Jarrod Bowen didn't make the run for him, but that was just poor from Mickey Antonio. West Ham got to be careful here because doing an awful lot of chasing, running around without the ball. Of course, you know, as anyone who's ever played football will tell you, it's a lot harder and a lot more energetic to be without the ball, and you know, instead of having the ball in your possession. West Ham have a free kick inside the opponent's half. James Milner says, wasn't me. What did I do wrong? Penalised nonetheless. And it was Said Benrahma. Mickey Antonio, who he tripped. It was an accident again. I think Mickey Antonio just ran across him. Shot comes in, and Emerson, that's not far away. West Ham, the West Ham took the free kick so quickly the TV cameras didn't even pick up on it. But James Ward-Prowse took it short. Emerson made a great run in the channel, and did it hit the bar? I've got a feeling this might have scraped the bar. Let's have a look at this again. I'm not sure. I didn't see where the ball went, but anyway, it was a decent effort from West Ham. Obviously one that's been worked on the training ground, but Emerson came from absolutely nowhere on that occasion. Ball played over the top for Estupinan. Plays it short, but Alvarez does well to get in there. Only as far as another Brighton player now on the right-hand side. Ball played into the air. This is dangerous for West Ham. Alvarez does really well to get a foot in, but it's still Brighton who picked the ball up. Surely West Ham can't keep defending for this long and this deep. But now is a chance for a counter. Said Benrahma picks the ball up, given it by Mickey Antonio. He's going to go down the line and look to beat his man. He's got to do that because there's no one else with him. Good work by the Algerian. Fantastic work by the Algerian. He's still going. Can he find Antonio? Oh, he can't. The ball's come back to him. Plays it back to Paquetá. Paquetá on the edge of the box. Takes a volley. And it's straight at the goalkeeper. But that was sensational stuff by Said Benrahma, who broke down the left-hand line, right at the touchline. No West Ham player within about 30 yards of him, so he had to keep the ball. And got all the way into the box and just couldn't pick the pass. Mickey Antonio perhaps making the run a little bit too late or a little bit too early, but yeah, it's just Benrahma all over, wasn't it? Great work initially, but just couldn't pick out the pass. West Ham, that goes in a great position. Mitoma plays the ball, short edge of the box. Chance here. Here's and Brighton get it all wrong again, but Kurt Zuma giving possession away again, but no, he isn't, because Mickey Antonio's raced back to win this ball and plays it in the channel for Said Benrahma. Now Benrahma in a similar position to that which he was in a few moments ago. No one within miles of him. There goes Jarrod Bowen, and Bowen has scored. Oh, that's fantastic. That is absolutely sensational. What a goal for West Ham. And it's 2-0 to the Hammers. And Said Benrahma, what can you say? What can you say? The substitutes come on, and he's put a fantastic ball. But that run, I mean, you just saw James Ward-Prowse and Jarrod Bowen busting a gut to get up and support Benrahma there. It's credit also to Mickey Antonio, who started the move by dropping short and picking the ball up as it broke. Played the ball into the left-hand side for Said Benrahma. Looked up, no one on. James Ward-Prowse, sort of a bit of a half-hearted run. Jarrod Bowen come across and took it on his left foot. One more touch on his left foot. His third touch with the left foot just guided it to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper into the bottom corner of the net. And it is Brighton and Hove Albion, West Ham United 2. One more goal, Hammers fans, and we're going to be top of the table tonight. Who would have thunk that at the start of the game anyway? But fantastic stuff from Said Benrahma, and a great work from Jarrod Bowen to make up the ground and put the ball in. But I mean, it's a classic counter-attack smash and grab performance. This, dare I say it, is West Ham as we were playing 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago. Jesse Lingard in the side, counter-attacking at will, tearing opposition teams apart on the counter-attack, sitting back, soaking up the pressure, and then breaking to devastating effect. And that is 2 fantastic goals for West Ham. And well, you know, it's still half an hour ago. We're not even on the at the hour mark yet. But you know, if West Ham were to beat Chelsea and Brighton in our opening 3 games of the campaign, that's some message we're sending out to the rest of the Premier League. Anyway, so there's a long way to go yet. Still plenty of time to for Brighton to get back into this. We've seen the substitution, at least one substitution. Lallana has come on for Brighton, but I'm not quite sure who he has come on for. If someone could let me know, that'd be great. If not, I'll let you know in just a few minutes when the details update. Kurt Zuma's criminally given the ball away on the edge of the box, messing about with it, really, just too much. That's one occasion when you want to see him just get a foot on it and get it clear. But he's done well to win it back. It's ricocheting around on the edge of the box. Brighton have the ball back 35 yards from goal. Still in possession. Ball played across. Good foot in from Zoom, I think it was, who got the toe in. Mickey's ball to Benny. Benny's fight across. A brilliant finish as AGXM. Amazing. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Absolutely superb. Is the curse over, she says, or is it too soon to tempt fate? I still think like the 89th minute is too soon to tempt fate as far as West Ham are concerned. Mish, I've got to be honest with you, as we know from following them over the years. But anyway, it's great stuff. And West Ham back to their counter-attacking best. This is it's mentioned almost entirely in a derogatory fashion, but this is Moyes ball, if you want to use that term, at its very best this afternoon. The Hammers have sat back, barely touched the ball, and Brighton have not had a shot from inside the box, but have picked it out of their own net twice from two very, very quick West Ham counter-attacks. It's worked superbly for the Hammers so far. 61.5 minutes gone. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, West Ham United 2. Blimey, Lallana still playing since AGXM. I remember he was someone to watch loads of years back. Yeah, of course, at Southampton, wasn't he, for a while? Good player. Played for England a few times, didn't he? Yeah, still there. Some experience, you could say, in the Brighton team. James Milner, of course, in there as well. Brighton with the ball, 25 yards from West Ham's goal, as has been the case for about 90% of the game so far. Cross comes in, but Emerson blocks it, and it comes back off the crossee, if that's such a thing, such a word, for a West Ham goal kick, which kind of sums up Brighton's frustration this afternoon. There is a shot of who I'm sure is a very, very happy boss at the moment. David Moyes having a chat with his assistant, Billy McKinley. I think they're talking about perhaps making a change or two now with the Hammers 2 up. I'm not sure we can get any more defensive. We've still only had 18% possession in the entire match. But Emerson is down again. He's just feeling his groin, I think, maybe. Not sure. But, yeah, it looks like his left groin, left side of his groin anyway. I think you've only got one. Most people have. Jared Bowen with the ball for West Ham. Looks up, looks to play it to Mickey Antonio. Now, can Antonio, he's got Ben Rama behind him. He doesn't need him. He's shot. And ooh. 1, 2, 3-0 to West Ham. Mickey Antonio. And I've got to say, it's an almost identical effort to that from which he scored against Chelsea last week. I think that's safe now. I'm pretty sure that is the points in the bag. West Ham now lead by 3 goals to 0. The Hammers in dreamland, as we are wont to say on this channel when West Ham bag a goal or two. And Mickey Antonio, well, we were saying earlier, he's got his mojo back. I think it was Al's AGXM, wasn't it, asking whether he's perhaps had some psychological coaching. But let's have another look at this. It was a quick goal kick by Areola. Jared Bowen does well to keep the ball in, just plays it over the top for Mickey Antonio. If Antonio turns, side Ben Rama's in acres of space, which is, I think, what the Brighton defenders are aware of. So he just goes the other way, turns onto his right-hand side instead on the edge of the box. And he's just made a complete monkey of the defender. And I think it's Lewis Dunk. And just fires the ball. Sorry, it's not Dunk, it's Webster. And just fires the ball across Verbruggen's goal into the left-hand side. As I say, it's almost an identical carbon copy of the goal he scored against Chelsea last week to make it 3-0 to West Ham. This is quite astonishing. Well, it looks like that record might be going, folks. Anyway, I mean, it's been a long, long time. What were you doing in, I think it was May, was it May 2012 last time we beat Brighton? 6-0 at the Boleyn. Were you there that day? What were you doing that day? Can you even remember what you're doing? It's a long, long time ago. I'm not sure many of us will forget where we were when we were watching this one, the way it's going. It's comprehensive stuff from West Ham so far, but it's still a long time to go, 25 minutes to go. Of course, we know it only took West Ham 6 or 7 minutes to score 3 times against Tottenham a couple of years ago at the new White Hart Lane. So, you know, football's a funny old game, as they say. Lots could still happen, but West Ham in an absolutely commanding position. And, dare I say it, are top of the Premier League as things stand. Ball comes in from the right-hand side from Brighton. Paquetá looks to get it down, but he loses possession. And what's happening here? Has the ball been... No, the referee seemed to like he was going to stop play, but everyone stopped, but then signalled to carry on because there was a prone Brighton player inside the box, which was very, very strange. Brighton still with the ball, still trying to figure a way to get into the West Ham box. They just cannot do it at the moment. And Emerson sticks a toe out as an attempted cross comes in. And it's yet another corner. A little laugh and a slap of hands with Alvarez, but they're back on it straight away because it's quickly taken the corner. Antonio goes up in the air and jumps over the ball. The shot comes in and Alphonse Areola has to get down very low. Very smart once again to his left-hand side to tip the ball around the post for yet another Brighton corner to ensure West Ham maintain their 3-goal. I repeat, 1, 2, 3 goal advantage here at the Amex Stadium. Corner comes in again. It's a free header this time, and Areola. Oh, what a chance that was for Dunk. Free header. Areola gets down low to his left again. And that's a great save to deny Dunk. Yeah, it's a free header from Dunk. First time West Ham have really looked unsure of themselves from a set piece today. Roberto De Zerbi looks particularly disappointed as he trudges back to the box. And now he's looking a little bit angry. Brighton fans, look shell-shocked. They can't believe what they're seeing. 3-0 down to the team they usually beat comfortably and regularly. But not today by the looks of it. 23 minutes to go. Just coming up to the halfway point in the second half. Ball played out on the left wing. Said Benrahma gets into the corner area. Looks to attack the number 6. Cuts inside, cuts outside. Short ball to Emerson. Emerson just has his pocket pick, but that's a poor clearance. And straight back to Benrahma, who plays it short to James Ward-Prowse, who sees his shot save. West Ham excellent in this second half, as they were against Chelsea. In fact, in some ways, it is almost a carbon copy of that game last week. The Hammers not at their best in the first half, but going ahead here and just being absolutely sensational in the second half in terms of using the ball effectively when we've got it. Again, we haven't seen an awful lot of the ball, but, you know, who needs to when you're as devastatingly potent on the attack as we have been here. Good stuff from Vladi Soufal. He's had a pretty good game today, I've got to say. Up against Mitoma on the right-hand side. Hasn't really given the Japanese inform forward a sniff this afternoon. There's David Moyes gesticulating on the sidelines. Must be a very, very happy man, I'd say, right now. West Ham with the throw-in, taken to Mickey Antonio, who concedes possession straight away. Uh, 68 minutes gone. Still 3-0 to West Ham. Say it again, still 3-0 to West Ham. Hammers failing to clear their lines. Now Mitoma with the ball. This is dangerous. Surging into the box. Goes down under pressure. Referee says no penalty, which he was what he was looking for. I think he's had a decent game, the referee, to be fair today. Benrahma now looking to see if West Ham can counter again. Ogbonna instead he's actually tried to get a foot on the ball. Plays it back to Alvarez. And Alvarez goes all the way back to Ariel. I think it's the first time in this entire match I've seen West Ham have the ball and then play it back to the keeper, which is quite astonishing, really, after 68, 69 minutes as we are. But yeah, it's been a funny game so far. As Hobo agrees, WTAF says Hobo, this is brilliant. AGXM adding 4 SOT and 3 goals. Can't say better than that. Shots on target. Took me a while, Alf. Took me a while. Ball played into the box. It's Kurt Zuma who just hoofs it up in the air just enough to get it clear, as he does yet again, conceding possession again, but keeps the opposition at bay again. Ball played out onto the right-hand side. Cross going to come in from Brighton. No, it's still out on the right-hand side. Now's an opportunity for the cross. Chance here. Played into the box. Paquetá does really well, nips in and takes the ball off the number 10 just as he was about to, the number 11, sorry, just as he was about to turn and shoot. There was a second substitution, by the way. My apologies for being a bit slack on these. But Lallana came on for Gilmore on the hour mark. And João Pedro, who we spoke about at the top of the second half, is on for Welbeck. Also came on after 60 minutes, though we've not seen hide nor hair of him so far, which is probably the kiss of death. But anyway, West Ham with the ball inside their own box. Edson Alvarez does well to win a free kick, being brought down by Solly March. And the Hammers will waste a few more seconds. Right there. Let's just have another look at this penalty incident. No, I mean, it's Matoma's just thrown himself to the ground. It's just cheating. He's just cheated. And rightly, the referee says no penalty. Nothing in that at all. Bowen is class, an amazing finish and assist. Says 10 men at the back, no one in attack. And AGXM says Areola is playing a blinder, 2 righties. What a fantastic game he's had. My man of the match so far, got to say. He's been superb, although there has been a few candidates. Ball played over top to Antonio. I think he may be onside. This could be 4. Has he missed that? Oh, Mickey, have a word with yourself. Antonio's 8 yards out, only the goalkeeper to beat, and I think he's put it over the bar. Should be 4-0. West Ham should be 4-0 up. Let's have another look at this move, just to see exactly what happened here. It was James Ward-Prowse played it short to Paquetá. Paquetá just lifted it over the top. Antonio was onside. Great chest down. He's only got to beat the keeper. And I have absolutely no idea how he's not hit the target from them. Let's have a look with angle from behind the goal. This will be better. Oh, dear, Mickey. Yeah, he's just put it over the bar from like 6 yards out. He's just got to keep it down. Just a bit of composure. It's in the back of the net, but that should be 4-0. It should be 4-0. But we'll forgive him that one. More changes coming up for the home side. March replaced by Adingra. Veltman is on for Milner. And there's a third change, which I didn't actually see because I wasn't quick enough to get round to it. But 3 more changes for Brighton. I think that's 5 in total now for them. West Ham, of course, just that one change so far, which was Said Benrahma coming on for Thomas Souček, who suffered a head injury on 39 minutes. I've got to say, Said Benrahma's been excellent when he's been on the ball, which has been, very, very few and far between opportunities. He's seen very few and far between opportunities to get on the ball. But what he has done, he's been excellent, used it really, really well and to great effect. Oh, you're watching Declan Rice sing the fans. Born right-hand side of West Ham's box. Play back, little 1-2 between the substitutes. Brighton still in possession, 35 yards from goal, 72.5 minutes played. Brighton 0, West Ham United 3. The Hammers leading by 3 goals to 0 here at Brighton. Cross comes in, headed out by Kurt Zouma, who's managed to be first to everything so far. Lucas Paquetá taking too long over it, loses the ball. Brighton looking to get into the box. Ferguson turns, looks to shoot, nothing on. Plays it short, plays it back, comes out onto the left-hand side to the substitute, number 30. To Estupiñán, number 30. West Ham still not allowing Brighton to get into the box. This is an absolute masterclass in defensive shape for the Hammers, it has to be said. For all the possession that Brighton had, they've been incredibly frustrated. I don't think they've had a shot from inside the box yet, have they? Maybe they had, but certainly not too many. Ball comes across Soufal, manages to get a boot in. Brighton win the ball back yet again. Estupiñán to the left of the box now. Can he get across in? He can't because Vladi Soufal's got a toe in and prevents him from doing so. Great stuff from the Czech Republic international. Mitun with the ball, plays it back to João Pedro, the substitute. The ball comes in from João Pedro and straight out. He was looking for Veltman, fellow substitute on the far-hand side, but it was too long. And the ball goes straight out for a goal kick for West Ham, who still lead 3 goals to 0 with 74 minutes on the clock. Tommy Souček, very happy, but I'm sure inside he is. Probably just disappointed not to be involved out there, I'd imagine, given the West Ham's dominance in terms of the scoreline. I mean, Brighton have certainly dominated in terms of possession, but, as we said in that first half commentary, it's not about having the ball, it's about what you do with it. And West Ham have certainly made the most of the few opportunities that they've had to convert it. Brighton into the box again. Good defending once again from Emerson, who gets the ball off of Adingra, the substitute. And West Ham looking to play the way. That's superb touch from Emerson. Gives it to Edson Alvarez. Now, West Ham got a chance to counter here. Bowen plays it back to Benrahma, and West Ham have got 4 against 2 here. If he can play it into Paquetá, plays it in, Paquetá lets it go. He should have taken it. Oh, but the Brazilian has the ball again, gives it back to side Benrahma. But yeah, Benrahma still has the ball. Paquetá down by the left-hand corner flag. Comes back to Emerson. West Ham trying to keep possession for a bit now. They do somehow. It's with Paquetá who's on the left. Can he get a cross in? He's not going to bother. He's just going to sit there. There's 15 minutes to go, but he's going to sit and try and play with it by the corner flag. Does really well. Keeps the ball. Beats one. Wins a corner. That's superb from Paquetá. And gets a high five from Edson Alvarez before the Brazilian turns to the West Ham fans behind the goal and urges them to continue with the support. And they're quite happy to do so. Of course, what an afternoon for the travelling fans. 1 or 2. I'm just seeing a close up now. I can see some familiar faces behind the goal. Of course, we have Pinky and Noma of the KUMB fraternity down there today. We might be able to get them on after the game for their thoughts. But anyway, West Ham have a corner. James Ward-Prowse lines it up. 76 minutes gone. West Ham looking for a 4th goal here at the Amex. Delivers it near post, headed out. Quite a lot of those near post corners from Ward-Prowse. It's interesting. Must be something that the Hammers have worked on. Soufal plays the ball all the way back to Alphonse Areola, who in turn sends it straight back into the opposition half, and the ball headed back to the Brighton goalkeeper. Brighton back with possession now. 76 minutes gone. Brighton and Hove Albion 0, West Ham United 3. The Hammers, as things stand, top of the Premier League. I repeat, West Ham, top of the Premier League in the live Premier League table. And that's where they'll end the day if they can maintain this 3-goal advantage or even extend it. Who knows? Been that sort of game, isn't it? It's just been wonderful for West Ham fans to watch. Brighton approaching West Ham's box. Jarrod Bowen gets in, finds Paquetá. Paquetá gives the ball away again. West Ham have given the ball. I mean, if there is one criticism of West Ham, and you know, it's the age-old criticism that I personally have week in, week out, is that we just concede possession too much and just, you know, give the ball. I'd like to see the statistics. Actually, something I'm going to do next week is just have a little look at the Premier League statistics for conceding possession to see West Ham are. I'd imagine if we're not bottom, we're in the bottom 3 this season, because we have given the ball away an awful lot. But you know, if you can do that and still be top of the Premier League, I guess things can't be too bad. But anyway, 77 minutes gone. Brighton once again with, I should just put this on replay. You know, Brighton with the ball, played out to Mitoma on the left. He's cut inside, plays it short. Oh, actually, he's gone outside this time. And that's good work from João Pedro, the number 9, who for some reason goes between 2 West Ham players, got a chance to get into the box, throws himself to the ground, trying to win a free kick. If he had stayed on his feet, you know, he was in there. That was strange and quite bizarre, really. But anyway, good for West Ham. Here he is again, João Pedro, loses possession. Side Benrahma picks the ball up, but he loses possession. Brighton into the box on the right-hand side. Play short. It's going to be a shot coming in for the number 13. And that's another great save from Alphonse Areola. Oh, that's a really good. It was Gross who took the ball. It was arrowing towards the right-hand corner of Areola's goal. But that's a superb save again from Areola. And how many of those has he made in the second half? Substitute for West Ham. Tilo Kehrer is coming on. Who's he coming on for? I'll tell you in just a second. Well, I can tell you it's Mickey Antonio who's coming off. Mickey Antonio, who scored West Ham's 3rd goal. Fantastic goal it was as well. But he's been replaced by the German international. West Ham's 2nd substitution of the afternoon. Bear with me a second. I'll just add this to my notes. Would imagine that means that Jarrod Bowen is going to take the central role in attack now. But West Ham have another corner. Is it a corner or a throw-in? Can't see from here. I think it might be a throw. That's a corner to face from our right-hand side. Delivered to near post. Edson Alvarez gets on it first. And West Ham have a chance to clear. That's a better ball by Ward-Prowse into Benrahma, who's up against one defender. And Benrahma beats him now. Oh, just couldn't get away, but plays it into the path of Ward-Prowse. Little 1-2. Back to Ward-Prowse. Is he onside? This could be dangerous. Across goal. And that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's played the ball across goal. The goalkeeper's pushed it against the defender. It's come off the back of the defender's heel and hit the crossbar. Brighton could be 4, 5, 6 behind by now. It's just one of those days. But here they go again. Shot comes in from Brighton. From the edge of the box and straight into the hands of Areola, who has another save to add to his lengthening tally. Got to see that again. Got to see that again. Zuma's not happy about something. Not quite sure what he's not happy about. Gesticulating to the bench, something to do with Alvarez, maybe. Has Alvarez got an injury? Areola takes the goal kick straight to a Brighton player. Brighton build once again. We're inside the final 10 minutes of regulation time now. I've got to see that chance again. That was one of the most, if that had gone in, that would have been an incredible goal. On the edge of the box, no challenge to the number 13 who has a shot and it's in and Brighton have scored. And West Ham are off the top of the Premier League. First time this afternoon, West Ham have allowed an opponent time and space. That's a really bad time to concede a goal because it means that, just a bit slow Alvarez to close down and committed himself rather too easily. But that's a goal for I think that's Gross who actually had that shot a few minutes ago, which was saved well by Areola, but he couldn't get to that one. And Gross breaks the deadlock for the home side. West Ham back down to, I think that puts us back down to second in the Premier League. Joint top still with Tottenham. I think we might be top in terms of goals scored anyway. So anyway, we'll look at that at the end. Ball played out on the right-hand side, looking for Soufal. It's a poor touch from Paquetá. But yeah, that's the first disappointment really for West Ham. It's coming as it did just a minute. Well, a minute or two after, West Ham. It was less than a minute after West Ham hit the bar. I've got to be careful now because don't want to concede another one right now. Otherwise, we'll be looking at the Arsenal situation from a couple of years ago, or Tottenham in reverse, as it were, when West Ham were 3 down with 10 minutes left to go. Brighton with the ball, and it's central position, similar to where Gross just scored from. Plays the ball back to Dunk across to Stupinen. Still keeping the ball central, looking for options. Mitoma taking up a position wide on the left. Shot comes in the end, and it's cannoned off the back of Tilo Kehrer, the substitute, to give Brighton another corner. And there's some hope for the home side. There's a little bit of excitement and enthusiasm amongst the home fans who would have been shell-shocked to see their team go 3 goals down, no doubt, against the Hammers. Taken quickly, played short. Played in the channel. Can they keep it in? I think that might have gone out. I think that might have gone out for a goal kick. What does the referee say? The referee say goal kick or corner? Estupiñán tried to keep it. I think he did keep it in. He actually played it back, and it's hit Vladdy Soufal's arm. Now, what's happened here? We have a VAR check. I'm not sure, but I mean, it clearly hit Vladdy Soufal's arm. No, the referee says no, and that's quite remarkable. Short corner taken quickly to Estupiñán, who's gone to cross it, and I've no idea how he's done it, but he's just kicked his own foot and put the ball into touch about 2 yards away. This is remarkable. I mean, it's definitely handball. Just having a look at that incident again a second. The ball does hit Soufal's arm, but I mean, it's certainly not in an unnatural position. Brighton will be disappointed, but it's clearly not a deliberate handball. So nothing given. Now Alvarez is being replaced. It was a few moments ago, there was concern, wasn't there, that he might have to come off. Now let's have a quick look. What's happening here? It's Fornals on for Alvarez, and I think that's Danny Ings coming on as well. Not quite sure who's coming off. Would it be Bowie? Danny Ings, freshly shaven headed, coming off a Paquetá. Okay, there we go. So double change for West Ham. West Ham's 3rd and 4th substitutions of the afternoon. Waste another 60 seconds or so. Danny Ings will be thrown up front into that lone furrow. David Moyes clearly unhappy with the way or the shape of the team since he made that change, taking Antonio off for Kehrer. Brighton scoring just 2 minutes after that change was made, and only another 3 minutes played before Moyes decides to act. And not that it's made any difference so far. as Brighton had the ball on the left-hand side with Mitoma. Mitoma plays it inside to Gross. Gross has kind of taken up this central midfield role, the goal scorer for the hosts. Mitoma gets into the box, looks to play a 1-2 with Soufal. And again, Mitoma goes diving to the ground, and Soufal in his ear telling him to get up and to basically stop cheating, because he's just been blocked off by Soufal and dived again. Action should be taken to stop this. It's appalling. It's cheating. Now we're inside the final 5 minutes. West Ham, we just need to ensure that they keep this 2-goal lead for the next 5 minutes or so, at least, to settle any potential nerves. But anyway, the Hammers on the break. Great ball from Pablo Fornals out to Benrahma on the left. Benrahma attacking the penalty box, plays it back. That's a poor pass, and but West Ham have a corner now. Surely that's got out. Surely that's a corner for West Ham. Referee says no. Game allowed to continue. The West Ham fans behind the goal were incensed by that decision. Felt it should have been given, but West Ham have won the ball back. His side, Benrahma again, very similar to position to that which he was in a few moments ago. Plays it short for Bowen, who has his pocket picked on the edge of the box, and Brighton have an opportunity to counter themselves as they look for their second goal. What would be their second goal of the game? João Pedro, the substitute, driving towards the box, plays it down to Estupinan, plays it low across from the left-hand side, but Kurt Zouma, that man, is there again, and he's been everywhere this afternoon. He really has. Putting so many great blocks. I think the only reason he's not my man of the match is because he's just too often given the ball away again when he has had the opportunity to stick a head in or a foot in or whatever. Brighton corner taken quickly, taken short. To the number 13, Gross, who's been involved in pretty much everything in the second half. Plays it short to João Pedro. Pedro turns, comes back towards West Ham's goal, back out to Gross. Gross inside to Estupinan. Estupinan into João Pedro. 1-2. A little cross to the back post. This looks dangerous. Chance comes in, and that is another outstanding save from Alphonse Areola to ensure that West Ham remain 2 goals ahead. That is an absolutely blinding save from Areola. The ball played back, hit on the half volley by Veltman. Well, game's back on anyway. We'll tell you about that in a second. Estupinan on the edge of the box. Now, West Ham have defended so doggedly this match. But anyway, Jared Bowen picks his pocket and looks to counter. And here comes Bowen. And that is going to be a yellow card for Mitoma. Bowen is absolutely furious because he was away. He knew it. Mitoma knew it. And referee Taylor knew it because he's gone straight to his pocket to issue a yellow card to Mitoma for what is often deemed a professional foul, but not anything very professional about that at all. It's just simply cheating. And to be fair, that's the 3rd time Mitoma's been guilty of blatant, outstanding cheating. And in my book, he's a little bit fortunate to still be on the field. But going back to that fantastic save from Areola, outstanding. Shot come in, and it's about the 5th or 6th save we've seen from Areola in this match. He's been exceptional in the second half, hasn't he? Absolutely fantastic. Almost time to start talking about your man of the match. Let me know who you think. There's another yellow card shown. It's Tilo Kehrer. I can't keep up with it. Back to my pen and paper. Didn't even see what he was booked for there. Yes, I can. I can see it now. Oh, he's just shoved Mitoma to the floor. And I think the Japanese might actually be right on that occasion. I don't think he dived there, and it's a deserved card for Kehrer. Anyway, West Ham stay ahead. Yes, let me have your thoughts, please, folks. Talking about man of the match, who's in contention for you? Who is your man of the match? What did you think of the game today? Of course, there's still a few minutes left to go. Let me know what you think. West Ham, of course, if it stays like this, will be we'll be top of the Premier League. It didn't matter. Didn't need to win by 3 clear goals, as I erroneously suggested earlier on in the stream. 2 will be enough because we have scored 3. 2-goal advantage because we have scored 3, which means we are now the leading goal scorers in the Premier League. Oh, after Brighton. Brighton have 9, of course. We have 7 as it stands, which is the 2nd highest. Brighton with the ball. João Pedro on the edge of the box, plays it into Mitoma. Mitoma is well marshalled by Kehrer and loses the ball to the German, plays it into Bowen. Bowen's now lost the ball back to Mitoma. Did well to win it back. Estupinan now on the left-hand side of the box. Can he get a crossover? Plays it short to João Pedro, but Pedro cuts inside, cuts one way, cuts the next, still on the ball, delivers the ball to the far post, and that's a chance But Paquetá's done really well. He's seen the danger and come in, got a foot in. Wasn't a great clearance, but West Ham did manage to clear their lines in the end. We are 20 seconds from the end of regulation time. West Ham leading by 3-1 here at the Amex Stadium. West Ham have never, ever won at the Amex Stadium before. At least not since 2012. It's been a long time coming. Certainly haven't won in the Premier League at the Amex Stadium, that's for sure. Estupiñán with the ball on the edge of West Ham's box yet again. It seems to plays a cross in, headed out by Angelo Ogbonna, only as far as another Brighton player. This time it's on the right-hand side, and this time it's Pablo Fornals, the energetic Pablo Fornals, who gets in and wins the ball. And West Ham are going to get a free kick there, I think. And surely that should have been a free kick for West Ham, like an absolutely blatant foul, but Taylor says no. Brighton have the ball just outside West Ham's box, as they've spent roughly 80 or 90% of the match. Playing the ball from side to side. The ball with Dunk. Lewis Dunk is playing almost like a central midfielder himself. Plays it out to Mitoma on the left. Mitoma tries to get to the byline. Can't beat Vladi Soufal. Turns, comes back, gives it to Estupiñán. Estupiñán gets the crossing. It's dealt with well by Emerson this time. Now, can West Ham break? Pablo Fornals is on his own. Looks to escape. Now, can Pascal? No, he can't. Fornals thought he might have, the ball might have broke there, but unfortunately, Webster managed to get there before him, play the ball all the way back to Verbruggen. But it's another few valuable seconds wasted. 6 minutes added on, 6 added on by the fourth official. We're into the second of those now. Mitoma plays the ball into the box. This could be dangerous, Ferguson. And isn't that unbelievable save from Alphonse Areola. Of all the saves he's made this afternoon, and he has made a whole string of them, that is probably the pick of them. Yeah, it's the shots coming from 15 yards out. I think the only thing that you could say is that it wasn't at the side. It was directed straight at Areola, but that is an absolutely exceptional save, and he has been brilliant today, Areola. I don't think Lucas Fabianski is going to be making too many complaints about not being given the number one slot after what he's seen today. But that is superb, absolutely superb from the French goalkeeper. Corner. It's a corner for Brighton. Ball delivered in to the edge of the 6-yard box. Header comes up. And this time, I think it's Danny Ings who's got in ahead of Areola to ensure that the ball doesn't find its way into the net. Dunker got up first. It was the header was goal bound, beat Vladi. He just pushed Soufal off and gets up, and Danny Ings does well. I'm not sure that Soufal would have had that covered. But it's good work from Danny Ings, and it's a really good team performance from West Ham today. Been absolutely exceptional, really, really have. Only one choice for man of the match is Tony Mitchell. Man of the match for me is the French goalie. This is AGXM. Let me know. Anyone else? Anyone think that anyone pick anyone other than Alphonse Areola as man of the match today? Let me know. Let us know. Because he certainly had a fantastic. Vladi Soufal's played really well. Mitoma has not had a sniff. Been exceptional in the first couple of games of the season, hasn't he? The Japanese international. But Vladi Soufal's made sure he's not been in the game at all. He's done a really, really good job mastering him there. So he's played really well. Kurt Zuma's had an excellent game, as I said. Really, really strong. Just maybe conceded, the ball a little bit too frequently. But some good performances. Paquetá did really well, didn't he, out there? Mickey Antonio, another good shift, scored a brilliant goal, another brilliant goal. But yeah, I get the feeling this is kind of, I'm wasting my breath here a little bit because I think Areola's a shoo-in, isn't he? He's been brilliant. Ball played out to the left. Estupiñán gets into the box. Good tackle, good interception by Soufal. Long range shot that's coming from 30 yards out. That's a sense of desperation from Lewis Dunk. He's tried his luck from centre half, tried his luck from more than 30 yards out, and it whistles over the bar into the home stand. And a few more Brighton fans leave the stadium before the final whistle, knowing that they're about to see their team fall to defeat for the first time this season as West Ham march on. Unbeaten. It's going to be 7 points from the opening 3 games of the campaign for West Ham. I mean, some people, people on the KUMB forum saying that 7 points from the opening 10 would be a good return. Or was it the other way around? No, it's probably the other way around, actually, 10 from 7. But, they've got Luton coming up next. Could be 10 from 4 quite feasibly. Anyway, we're still playing the third game where that's still speculative and a long, long way off yet. Final 90 seconds of the match. Surely now West Ham are good for the 3 points. Let's just hope we can keep Brighton out and stay top of the Premier League, because that would be a real morale booster at Rush Green this week, knowing that we can go into that game against Luton top of the pack. Jarrod Bowen with the ball, looking to see if there's anything in front of him. Plays it in the corner to James Ward, to Danny Ings, sorry. Danny Ings in no rush to play the ball, experienced. Make sure we keep possession. Back to James Ward-Prowse, back to Kurt Zouma. For the first time in the match, West Ham may have strung 9 or 10 passes together, which is quite ridiculous considering we're 3-1 ahead. But I wouldn't mind betting that is the case. That's the first time we've managed to do it. Good shot of Antonio Paquetá on the bench. Paquetá, he's a happy man. He's having a laugh with Aaron Cresswell down there. Mickey Antonio and Divine Mubama next to each other on the bench, just waiting for that final whistle, which is around 25, 30 seconds away now. The Hammers are going to be top of the Premier League. Who'd have thought it, eh? Who'd have thought it a couple of weeks ago? Everyone wanted Moyes out, was complaining about the state of the transfer policy, the fact that we haven't bought anyone, couple of players in, couple of wins, and everything looks rosy again. Football's a funny old game, isn't it? Just goes to show. Jarrod Bowen surges into the box, plays it back. Pablo Fornals, can he unleash one? He can't. He's going to keep ball instead. Plays it back to James Ward-Prowse. Little 1-2. Looking outside him, he's got Bowen again. Finds him eventually. That's the 6 minutes up now. We're just playing for the final whistle. Back with Vladi Soufal. Keeps ball, plays it into Fornals. Fornals he's looking backwards. He's not even looking forwards. Just wants to keep the ball now and knows what to do. Plays it all the way back to Angelo Ogbonna, who's going to go home to Alphonse Areola, I think. No, he's not. He's turned round and plays it short to Emerson instead. When's that final whistle coming, referee? We'll now play 30 seconds over the 6. Ball played into the gap. Bowen's through. He's going to score here. No, he's not. But I think, well, is what West Ham got the box, and Ben Rama plays it across. There's no one there. I think Bowen was offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway, but I think that's the final whistle. Bizarre end to the game. 96 minutes and 44 seconds played, but there it is. That's the final whistle from the Amex Stadium. Not many of us predicting West Ham going down and winning this afternoon, right? I'll tell you one man who did. Preview Percy did. He said West Ham were going to win 3-2. He wasn't far out, was he? I dare say he's going to be on the stream in just a few minutes, bragging about that prediction, and so he should. Alan Smith gives man of the match to Antonio. Oh, there you go. There's everyone's got an opinion, but I think we'd all say, I think definitely Alphonse Areola for us. What a performance, and no wonder he's smiling. He knows he's had a brilliant day. He really does know he's had one of the best days of his career out there this afternoon to help West Ham towards an absolutely fantastic, make no mistake, 3-2 win at Brighton. Yeah, so that's Chelsea and Brighton downed in consecutive Premier League matches by the Hammers. 3-1 on each occasion. It's not even close. It's been comprehensive on both occasions. And the referee even had a fairly decent game today. I can't think of much he did wrong. He got all the big calls right, I think. The penalty shouts, and he wasn't deceived by diving. And thought he had a good performance today. But let's just have a quick look at the main highlights of the game, the main moments. The opening goal, long way, it seems a long time ago now, came in the 19th minute. James Ward-Prowse winning possession for West Ham just inside the Hammers' own half, playing it short to Mickey Antonio, who made a great run down the left-hand side before playing the ball back across the 6-yard box to James Ward-Prowse. First shot was blocked, second shot, tap in, easy, open goal, and West Ham were ahead. That's how it stayed until the half time whistle. Indeed, how it stayed until the 58th minute, and West Ham doubled their advantage. This time it was Jarrod Bowen profiting from a good work between Mickey Antonio and Said Ben Rama, the substitute who came on in the 39th minute for the injured Thomas Souček, injured head injury. I don't think it's going to be anything serious. 2-0 to West Ham in Dreamland. 5 minutes later, it was 3-0. Mickey Antonio scored a superb goal against Chelsea last week, where he played the ball from the right-hand side across the goal into the left-hand corner. It's an almost identical finish today, actually, against Brighton, to put West Ham at 3-0 up and pretty much bag the points at that stage. The only sour mark, you may say, for West Ham this afternoon really was conceding that goal 9 minutes from time. Just a a little bit of tiredness maybe from West Ham afforded Pascal Gross a little bit too much time on the edge of the box, and he was able to pick his spot and beat Alphonse Areola for the first and only time this afternoon with a decent effort. Areola, outstanding today. Absolutely outstanding. If there are any questions that he should be taking that number one slot, and I think they were dealt with this afternoon, because he made 5 or 6 absolutely stupendous saves in that second half to ensure that West Ham kept the clean sheet for 81 minutes. And he's rightly being recognised by his teammates and the rest of the staff. As he leaves the pitch, everyone giving a big cuddle and saying, well done, big man, because they know what an important influence he's had on today's game. It's finished. Brighton 1, West Ham United 3. I think we're all pretty comprehensive in terms of who your man of the match is. I'm just waiting for the Premier League table to come up. I'm just looking at Sky now. But I mean, I can tell you for a fact that West Ham are top of the table. Joint top with Tottenham and Arsenal, all 3 clubs, all 3 London clubs, in fact, on 7 points, a point ahead of Brighton, Man City, Man United, 4th, 5th and 6th respectively. But the Hammers top of the pile, courtesy of goals scored. Both West Ham and Tottenham have a +4 goal difference from the first 3 games of the season. But West Ham have scored 7 goals to Tottenham 6, meaning that Hammers are top of the pile. Only Brighton, beaten today by the Hammers, have scored more goals than West Ham so far this season. Of course, they've faced Wolves and Luton, I believe, prior to today. So, yeah. I mean, quite frankly, it really, I mean, just think if we could have held on for another 7 minutes at Bournemouth on the opening day of the season, it would be incredible. It would be maximum points, but we're certainly not going to be unhappy about having taken 7 from the opening 3 games of the season. 2 out of those 3 very, very tough games. Chelsea at home, always a tough one. Brighton away, it's normally a write-off for us, isn't it? Let's be honest. But today was a write-off for Brighton because they were comprehensively beaten by the Hammers, who can't say comprehensively outplayed. There's the league table. There you go. Switch on Sky now and you'll see West Ham top of the pile for the first time in a while. Great to see. Great to see. I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that because that might be getting posted around Facebook to my friends of Arsenal, Tottenham and Chelsea, etc. persuasions in the next few minutes. We're going to wrap up there anyway on today's stream. It's been a good one, actually, isn't it? Because I've got to go and do lots of content for KUMB as it stands. So thank you to everyone for your company. I do appreciate you joining me. Dan B saying that now I do wish Kudus was at the game. Yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it? I mean, I'm sure he'll be enthused by what he's seen today, by the fact that the team is joining imminently are top of the Premier League. Leonard Brook, a couple of comments before we go. Get the actual F in, says Hobo. Now you can talk about it, AG, says Steve Palmer. Leonard Brook adding that the tactics were spot on today. Not pretty, but Brighton can annihilate better teams than us by playing through a high press. Areola, man of the match for me, but everybody deserves a shout out. And Hobo adding, surrealism is back, and I'm liking it. Sounds a bit like Sullivanism. Sullivanism is back. Who's to say? Well, yeah, we won't go there. We won't go there. Let's not spoil it. Let's not spoil it. But we are going to leave it there for this afternoon. Thank you to everyone, as always, for your company. Thank you for your comments and your contributions to the stream this afternoon. Keep me company, as it can be quite difficult to be on your own to ensure there's a regular content throughout the 90 minutes. It's difficult, especially when you're trying to keep notes and I've got 3 screens here. It's crazy, and about 10 browser windows open. So trying to do a million things at once. I think I'm slowly getting the hang of it anyway, which is the good news. Get yourselves on over to the KUMB.com forum for more chat and discussion. Talk about another famous win for the Hammers. First win at against Brighton since 2012. It's been a long time coming, isn't it? It has been a long time coming. A lot has happened since we'd last beat them. But anyway, here we are. Yes, get yourself on over to the KUMB.com forum for lots of chat and discussion. I'm sure everyone's going to be in a fantastic mood over there for a change, which is lovely. Which is lovely. It's what it's all about. It's what we're all here for, isn't it? That's about it. Luton next, which in good old West Ham tradition will probably end up in a negative result. But anyway, we certainly can't complain about things so far, can we? 2 wins and a draw from our opening 3 games of the season. Good players signed. Hit the ground running, haven't they? James Ward-Prowse 2 assists in his on his debut. First goal today. Edson Alvarez, apart from that dodgy free kick he gave away at the edge of the box in the first half, we'll forget that, but he's looked excellent so far. Dinos, the Greek defender, to come in, of course. Mo Kudus, who should give us a little bit more impetus in attack, is signing imminently, and then I'm sure there'll be one or two more to follow in the next 7 days or so. Of course, don't forget to keep up with all the latest transfer news on the KUMB.com forum and via the homepage. News of any signings, of course, will be on the homepage the minute they're confirmed by the club. Any rumours or anything like that, the first place you're going to see them is on the KUMB.com forum. So get yourself on over there to the summer transfer thread or the match thread, which is going to be full of joy and happiness this evening, because West Ham have won 3-1 at Brighton. We will see you all again very soon, my friends. Take care. Have a wonderful claret and blue week with West Ham sitting at the top of the Premier League. Who would have thought it just a few weeks ago, eh? Take care, my friends. I'll see you all very soon. Until then, come on, you Irons.